Welcome to our deep dive into the world of unlimited abundance.
Oh, yeah.
By Sandra Anne Taylor.
It's a good one.
Yeah, this book is it's fascinating how it blends quantum physics and personal development in a way that I think will change how a lot of people see their everyday life.
Absolutely.
The basic idea, is that our life circumstances aren't just random.
Yeah.
We can actually shape them with our energy.
Yeah.
And by tapping into these universal laws.
Absolutely. And what's really cool is how this new edition
Oh, yeah.
expands on this whole concept of abundance.
Okay.
It's not just about finances anymore.
Oh, interesting.
It's about abundance in every area of life.
Okay, so it takes it to a whole other level.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, and it seems like it's resonating with people. Even
Yeah.
some of the, the heavy hitters in the field, like Robert Holden,
Yes.
Candace Pert, and Donna Eden have given it rave reviews.
They have.
So it's definitely, worth exploring.
Definitely worth exploring.
So one of the first things that jumped out at me
Right.
was this concept of vibration.
Right.
Now, how do we, as non-physicists,
Yeah.
actually grasp this concept and use it to our advantage?
Right. Well, it all starts with recognizing that everything is energy in motion.
Okay.
Even seemingly solid objects like this table or a chair are actually made up of vibrating particles.
Right.
But here's the thing. Our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs,
Yeah.
they emit frequencies too.
So it's not just about, good vibes, bad vibes like we hear all the time?
Well, it's much more nuanced than that.
Okay.
The book explores these various laws of attraction,
Okay.
each with its own sort of energetic principles.
Okay.
But the key takeaway here is this. We can learn to activate or resist these laws to shape our reality.
So we can actually work with the universe.
Exactly.
Instead of feeling like things are just happening to us.
Exactly. You're not just a victim of circumstance.
Right.
You're a co-creator.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting to me. The book suggests that our consciousness actually creates reality.
Right.
This law of manifestation, it draws on quantum physics.
Yes.
Which says that observation isn't passive.
Right.
So does that mean I can just wish myself a lottery win?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
While there are different theories about how this works,
Okay.
like the cosmological one, that suggests that the universe itself came from intention.
Oh, wow.
It's not as simple as just wishing.
Okay.
It's more about the energy, both conscious and unconscious, that we're constantly putting out there.
Okay, so it's not just about the conscious thoughts.
No, it's just the conscious thought.
It's the unconscious ones, too.
Absolutely.
That raises a really big question, then.
Okay.
If we are shaping reality with our observations,
Yeah.
what kind of reality are we creating right now with what we're focusing on?
Such a good question.
It's a pretty powerful question the book asks.
It is.
And it really makes you think about that lens you're viewing the world through.
It does. Are we noticing what's lacking or appreciating the abundance that's already there?
Right.
It's huge.
It's like what we choose to focus on then shapes the reality that we experience.
Exactly. And to go even deeper, the book dives into this fascinating connection between our brain frequencies
Oh, wow.
and our ability to manifest.
Okay, so it's not just thoughts, it's about the actual state of our brain.
You got it.
Okay.
Taylor explains these different brainwave states, alpha beta and high beta, and how they impact our results.
Okay.
Alpha, the state of relaxation and meditation, that's where visualization and manifestation really thrive.
So I guess that explains why stressing over something never seems to make it better.
Exactly.
So those beta waves, linked to conscious thought and worry, and high beta waves, which are more anxiety and agitation,
Yes.
those are actually working against us when we're trying to manifest.
They can, because they pull us out of that ideal alpha state.
Okay.
The book shares this great story of David, a client who spent his whole life crippled by fear. And he was finally able to overcome it, not by fighting the fear directly,
Okay.
but by shifting his cognitive and energetic resonance to a more peaceful state.
So it's like he finally broke free of that energy stagnation.
He did. It's a really powerful example of how powerful that shift can be.
But how do we start shifting our own energy?
Well, one key is understanding this power of emotional energy.
Okay.
What we feel broadcasts these powerful signals that attract similar energy back to us.
So it's like we're putting it out there and then it's coming right back to us.
Exactly. It's a loop.
Okay.
And the book warns about the dangers of chronic negativity, fear, and anger.
Right.
These emotions can become self-fulfilling prophecies.
So it's like we're creating that energetic feedback loop.
Exactly. And it just keeps going and going.
Okay, so how do we break free of that? Does the book offer any strategies?
It does. One technique that I found really powerful is the venting letters exercise.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Have you?
Yeah.
So it's about writing letters to those who've hurt us. Pouring out all the unfiltered emotion.
Right, just getting it all out.
Getting it all out, and then, crucially, following it up with releasing statements.
Okay.
It's not about sending the letters.
Right.
It's about getting it all out.
Releasing it.
And then declaring yourself free from their negativity.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
Yeah.
And it is amazingly freeing.
It is.
It's like you clear space for a fresh perspective.
Exactly. And that fresh perspective is essential when you're trying to create a new reality.
Right.
The book emphasizes these honoring actions. Actions that expand love and peace.
Okay.
Think of it as aligning your actions with the best version of yourself.
Okay, so it's almost like integrity, walking the talk.
It is. It is.
Doing what you believe in.
Yeah, this makes me think of the story of Casey.
Oh, yeah.
Her boss was changing data, and she was so unhappy.
Right.
But she finally spoke up.
Good for her.
Right. Aligning her actions with her values.
Yeah.
Led her to a much more fulfilling path. And it's amazing how these seemingly small actions can impact our energy.
It's like those little ripples that turn into bigger waves.
Exactly. Exactly. And the book even extends this idea of right action to the planet and the environment.
Okay.
It's a reminder that we're all connected and our choices impact the well-being of everyone and everything.
It all ties back to the theme of love, doesn't it?
It does.
Choosing actions, thoughts, intentions
Yes.
that contribute to a more loving and harmonious world,
Yes.
both within us and around us.
Absolutely. And the book actually presents love as this incredibly powerful energy
Oh, interesting.
that can accelerate our goals and create a happy resonance.
Okay.
I'm really curious to explore this idea of love as a tool for manifestation.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Taylor links love to each of the 7 laws of success that she discusses in the book.
Okay.
And she calls it love as a directed, energetic intention,
Interesting.
suggesting it can bring harmony even to very challenging situations.
Okay.
She even shares a story from her own practice
Oh.
about a couple struggling in their marriage.
Uh-huh.
Their constant arguments about money were creating this really toxic dynamic.
Money is a big one for a lot of couples.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Frustrated with these traditional counseling methods, Taylor decided to try something different.
What does she do?
She started sending the couple love,
Oh, wow.
visualizing them, surrounded by it, repeating the word love whenever she thought of them.
Interesting.
It's pretty wild,
Yeah.
but it seemed to shift the energy between them,
Okay.
helping them to find a more harmonious resolution.
So it's not just about, feeling love. It's about directing it with intention.
Exactly. That's the key.
That's fascinating. And, that transformative power isn't just limited to our physical realm, is it?
No, it's not.
The book introduces this concept of unseen spiritual assistance.
Yes.
Angels, guides, even a higher self.
It opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
So are you open to the idea of these unseen forces?
I think it's important to be open to the possibility that we're not limited to this physical realm.
Yeah.
There's this whole network of spiritual support available if we're just open to receiving it.
Okay, but before we get too deep into that,
Yes.
we need to talk about those limiting beliefs.
Oh, those sneaky thoughts.
Those sneaky thoughts that tell us we're not good enough?
Yes.
They're like energy vampires.
They really are. They become self-fulfilling prophecies.
Right. If you believe you're going to fail, you probably will.
Yeah, you probably will.
Exactly.
The book calls out some common limiting beliefs
Okay.
and offers corresponding personal truths,
Okay.
affirmations that help reframe our thinking.
So it's like swapping out a negative thought with a more empowering belief.
Exactly.
So it's not just about thinking positive. It's about challenging those deeply held beliefs that we have.
It is. It is.
But how do we actually get to action?
Right.
Can we just visualize our dream life and expect it to appear?
Definitely not. The book makes it very clear. Positive thinking is not enough.
Okay.
Action and perseverance are key.
Okay, so we have to take action.
We do.
We can't just sit around thinking about it.
No. And it uses this great analogy of the father and son watching elephants raise the circus tent.
How does that relate to manifestation?
So the young boy, seeing these elephants struggle, he decides he's too small to accomplish anything significant.
Okay.
It highlights how we internalize limitations based on our past experiences.
Oh, wow.
But the good news is we can rewrite those limiting beliefs.
Okay.
We can choose to see ourselves as capable and powerful.
So that's where action comes in.
That's where the action comes in.
Okay.
The book encourages us to draw inspiration from others who achieve success despite setbacks.
Right?
Think of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
There you go.
So keep going like the Energizer Bunny,
Keep going.
or that bamboo plant that spends years growing roots before it finally shoots up.
So persistence is key.
Persistence is key.
But while we're working towards those big goals, how do we avoid postponing happiness until we achieve them?
Such a crucial point. Taylor talks about this pleasure gap.
Okay.
We often fall into this gap,
Okay.
focusing on what's missing rather than appreciating what we have.
Right. We're always looking for the next thing,
We are.
the next achievement that will make us happy.
Yes, and thinking that that will finally make us happy.
Instead of just enjoying the present moment.
Exactly.
It's like we're constantly chasing something outside of ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of realizing, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, that the source of happiness is within us all along.
It is. It's always been there.
So how do we bridge this gap?
Well, the book offers a ton of techniques for cultivating a more joyful and abundant life.
Okay.
And we'll be diving into those in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right, we'll be right back.
So one technique that Taylor recommends is called the heart-centered shift.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of that?
It sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it's about getting out of our heads and into our hearts. So shifting your awareness from your mind, which is often filled with, worries and to-do lists,
Yeah.
to your heart, which is the center of love, joy, gratitude.
Right. When we're stressed, our energy feels constricted.
Exactly.
But when we connect with our hearts, it's like things open up.
It does. It does.
So how do you actually do this heart-centered shift?
Well, the book walks you through a visualization where you imagine your worries lifting away like clouds.
Okay.
And then you just focus on your heart, breathing deeply, and repeating words like peace or joy.
It sounds so relaxing
It is.
and almost too simple.
Right. Does it really work?
The key is to practice it regularly,
Okay.
especially when you're feeling stressed or caught in those negative thought loops.
Right.
It's like hitting the reset button for your energy.
I like that.
Yeah, and it ties into that idea we talked about earlier, where attention goes, energy flows.
Right. If we're always focused on what's wrong, we're just feeding that negativity.
But when we focus on what's good and what we appreciate, our energy starts to align with those positive vibes.
It does. It does.
And speaking of appreciation, the book talks a lot about gratitude. It
Yes.
seems like everyone's talking about gratitude these days.
They are.
What makes it such a powerful tool for manifestation?
Well, think back to those studies by Masaru Emoto,
Oh, yeah.
where he exposed water to words like love and gratitude,
Yeah.
and it formed these beautiful crystals,
Uh-huh.
whereas negative words created these chaotic structures.
Right.
And since our bodies are mostly water,
Yeah.
it stands to reason that our thoughts and emotions have a similar impact on our own energetic structure.
So gratitude is almost like an energetic cleanser,
It is.
shifting our focus from lack to abundance.
Exactly. And Taylor takes it a step further, suggesting that we practice appreciating the future.
Appreciating the future. What does that even mean?
It means creating vision boards that include not only our goals, but also images of things we've already achieved.
Oh.
Happy memories, things that spark joy and gratitude.
So it's like a visual reminder of how far we've come and where we're headed.
Exactly. You're anchoring your energy in that positive, abundant state.
I like that.
Yeah.
But no matter how great our vision board is, we can't just sit around and expect our dream life to magically appear.
No, we can't.
Action is key.
Action is key. Absolutely. The book is very clear about that.
Okay?
Taylor outlines this 4-step process for taking action,
Okay.
rooted in intention, commitment planning, and perseverance.
So we need a solid action plan,
We do.
something that moves us beyond just dreams into concrete steps.
Exactly. Start by clearly defining the action needed. Break it down into manageable steps and then create a detailed plan.
Okay.
And here's a great tip. Write down all the reasons why you want to achieve this goal,
Oh, I like that.
all the benefits for you and for others.
So it's like a motivation board that reminds us why we're putting in the effort.
Exactly. And especially when things get tough, because they inevitably will.
They do. Life rarely goes according to plan.
It rarely does.
So what happens when we hit those inevitable roadblocks?
Well, flexibility and adaptability are key.
Okay.
We need to be willing to adjust our course and embrace those unexpected twists and turns.
Right.
Sometimes those detours lead to even better opportunities.
It's about trusting the process.
It is. It is.
And remembering that, not all tasks are created equal.
Right.
So do you think it's important to prioritize those actions that really move the needle forward?
Absolutely. We need to say no to distractions
Yeah.
that don't align with our goals.
Okay.
Each choice we make, whether we realize it or not, is a vote for the reality that we want to create.
So true.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means breaking free from old habits.
Yes.
Those pesky patterns like procrastination or sabotage.
Oh, yeah, those are tough ones.
Yeah, but we all have them.
We do.
How do we get past those?
It's about becoming aware of those patterns and consciously choosing new, more empowering behaviors.
You're right. So it's not just about, stopping the old behavior. It's about replacing it with something new.
Exactly.
Something better.
This reminds me of that story from the book about the man who wanted to launch his own business.
Uh-huh.
But he was stuck in this rut of going to the bar every night after work.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a relatable example
It is.
of how these small changes, like reducing those bar visits and using that time to work on his business plan,
Right.
can create huge momentum.
It's like those small changes, they ripple outwards, leading to bigger shifts over time.
Exactly. And sometimes those small actions require us to step outside our comfort zones
Right.
and face our fears.
I think a lot of people struggle with that.
They do.
Do you have any advice on how to overcome those fears and take action?
The book talks about cultivating this doer mentality,
Okay.
being willing to take risks and push beyond those perceived limitations.
Easier said than done, right?
Of course. But the book reminds us that fear is a natural part of growth.
Right.
We just can't let it paralyze us.
Right.
Be like the Energizer Bunny.
Keep going.
Just keep going, even when you feel scared.
So it's about building resilience and celebrating those small wins along the way.
It is. It is, because nobody achieves success without facing some challenges along the way.
Exactly.
The book emphasizes not taking those setbacks personally,
Right.
but seeing them as opportunities for growth.
Okay.
And Taylor talks about the importance of detaching from the outcome,
Okay.
which I know can be a tough concept for some people.
It is, because if we're not passionately attached to our goals, how can we stay motivated to achieve them?
Well, it's not about apathy or giving up.
Okay.
It's about surrendering the need to control every aspect of the journey
Okay.
and trusting that the universe has our back.
So we do our best, and then we let go of the how and the when,
Exactly.
trusting that things will unfold as they should.
You got it. And
Oh.
that trust brings us back to the idea of connecting with our spiritual support system,
Right.
those unseen helpers who are always available to offer guidance and protection.
The book shares some pretty incredible stories about angelic intervention and the power of prayer. Are you a believer in these unseen forces?
I think it's important to be open to the possibility that we're not limited to this physical realm.
Right.
There's a whole network of spiritual support available if we're open to receiving it.
So how do we actually tap into that support?
Taylor encourages us to cultivate a regular practice of prayer and meditation.
Oh.
She even suggests planting our intentions
Yeah.
by visualizing ourselves, handing them over to our spiritual helpers.
Oh, okay.
It's about trusting that a higher intelligence can guide us towards our greatest good.
I like that.
And speaking of powerful techniques, we need to talk about mirror affirmations.
Oh.
Have you ever tried those?
I have to admit, I've always been a little hesitant to try those.
Really?
Staring at myself in the mirror and repeating affirmations just feels awkward.
I know it can feel strange at first,
But
but they combine the power of thought, the spoken word, and visual imagery.
okay.
It's like a triple whammy of positive energy.
But doesn't it feel a bit fake if we don't believe the affirmations?
That's why it's so important to be genuine and heartfelt.
Okay. Embrace the qualities that you're affirming.
Right.
Allow those positive vibrations to radiate through you.
So it's not just about the words. It's about embodying the energy behind them.
Exactly.
Okay?
And this leads to a crucial point. Self-love.
Everyone's always talking about self-love.
They are.
Why is it so important for manifestation?
Because when you truly love and value yourself, you radiate this magnetic energy
Okay.
that attracts positive experiences and relationships.
So it's about shifting from self-criticism to self-acceptance.
Exactly.
How do we make that shift?
To become aware of that negative self-talk
Okay.
and consciously choose more loving thoughts.
So instead of saying I'm not good enough,
Right.
we could say I am capable and worthy.
Exactly. And it's not just about our internal world, it's also about the energy that we surround ourselves with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Choose relationships and environments that support your growth and well-being.
So we're constantly exchanging energy with people and places.
We are.
Sometimes self-love means setting boundaries.
Yeah. And stepping away from relationships that drain our energy.
You got it. And remember, even with all the self-love and positive energy in the world,
Right.
manifestation isn't a passive process.
Okay.
It requires ongoing effort, persistence, a willingness to step outside our comfort zone.
So we need to be like that persistent bamboo plant,
Exactly.
continuously nurturing our dreams and taking consistent action,
Yes.
even when we don't see immediate results.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
we need to remember that we're not alone on this journey.
Right.
There's a vast network of support, both seen and unseen,
Yeah.
guiding us toward our highest destiny.
So we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from the science of vibration to the power of spiritual support.
Yes.
What are some practical takeaways that we can start using today?
Well, we'll be diving into those in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into unlimited abundance,
We have.
from the science of vibration to the power of spiritual support.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, but how do we actually take all of this and apply it to our lives?
Right.
What are some tools we can start using today
Yeah.
to shift our energy and create the reality we desire?
Well, the book is packed with practical techniques.
Okay.
And one that really stood out to me is called the quantum tickle.
A quantum tickle. Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued.
It might sound a bit whimsical,
Okay.
but it's about shaking up your energy and opening yourself to new possibilities.
So like giving our energy field a little shakeup?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
It's about doing something unexpected,
Okay.
something that disrupts your routine and jolts your energy out of those stagnant patterns.
It makes sense. We get so stuck in our routines.
Right.
Our energy can get stuck too.
It can.
So what are some examples of quantum tickles?
Well, the book suggests simple things,
Okay.
like taking a different route to work,
Okay.
trying a new hobby,
Uh-huh.
or even just rearranging the furniture in your home.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be this huge change,
Yep.
just something that gets you out of your comfort zone
Right.
and invites that new energy and experiences.
I like that, it's about being open to those unexpected possibilities
Exactly.
that might come our way.
Yes, yes.
But along with those external shifts, the book also emphasizes the importance of consciously choosing our thoughts
Absolutely.
and our belief.
Yes, and one technique for changing those deeply ingrained thought patterns is called thought restructuring.
Thought restructuring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about identifying our negative thoughts and replacing them with more empowering beliefs.
So it's like retraining our brains for positivity.
Exactly.
But it can't just be like slapping a positive affirmation on top of a negative thought, right?
It's about challenging those negative thoughts,
Okay.
questioning their validity, and then choosing to believe something different,
Okay.
something that aligns with the reality that we want to create.
Right.
The book gives some great questions to ask ourselves, like, is this thought really true? Or what evidence do I have to support this belief?
Those are really helpful
Yeah,
to reframe our thinking
it is.
and start creating those new neural pathways in our brains,
Yes.
which ultimately lead to new behaviors and a new reality.
Exactly. And don't forget about the power of visualization.
Oh, right. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Visualizing ourselves, achieving our goals,
Yes.
living our dream lives.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it feels like I'm just creating a fantasy in my head.
Right.
How can we make those visualizations more effective
Good question.
so they actually translate into real-world results?
Engage all of your senses in the visualization.
Okay.
Don't just see the outcome. Feel it, hear it, smell it, even taste it.
Wow. Okay.
The more vivid and real you can make it,
Okay.
the more your subconscious mind starts to believe it's actually happening.
So make it a truly immersive experience.
Exactly, exactly.
Aye.
And you can even incorporate affirmations into your visualizations.
Oh, okay.
So as you're picturing yourself achieving your goal,
Mhm.
repeat empowering statements like, I am successful,
Oh, yeah.
I'm abundant, or I am worthy.
So you're layering those positive affirmations on top of the visual imagery,
Exactly.
further strengthening your belief.
Yes, yes.
I like that. What other techniques stood out to you?
Well, there's the Attracting Success holographic meditation.
Attracting Success holographic meditation,
Yeah. Okay.
which is a really powerful way to connect with your higher self
Okay.
and tap into the limitless potential of the universe.
So have you ever tried a holographic meditation?
I have.
What's it like?
It's amazing. It involves visualizing a holographic image of your higher self,
Okay.
radiating light and love.
Okay.
You then ask for guidance and support in manifesting your desires.
So it's like aligning our energy with our highest purpose,
Exactly.
inviting divine intervention into our lives.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then there's that consciousness quick shifting technique.
Oh, yes.
That sounds like a really practical tool
It is.
for those moments when we find ourselves spiraling.
To negativity.
Exactly. It's about having a toolbox of positive distractions at the ready.
Okay.
Things like taking deep breaths,
Uh-huh.
smiling,
Okay.
listening to uplifting music, dancing.
Getting out in nature.
Yes.
Yep.
Spending time with loved ones. Anything that interrupts those negative patterns
Right.
and shifts your energy into a more positive state.
It's like hitting the reset button on our mood.
Exactly.
And the more we practice these techniques,
Yes.
the easier it becomes to create that positive and abundant reality.
It does. It really does.
So what's the biggest takeaway you want our listener to walk away with
Yeah.
after our deep dive into unlimited abundance?
I think the most empowering message is that we are not simply victims of our circumstances.
We have more power than we realize.
We do. We have more control over our lives than we often realize.
It's really about taking responsibility for our energy
Absolutely.
and our choices.
By understanding the principles of personal energy and manifestation. And by using the techniques outlined in this book, we can create a reality that's aligned with our deepest desires and our highest purpose.
And we're not alone on this journey.
We're not.
There's a whole network of support available to us, both seen and unseen.
That's right. So to our listener, we encourage you to explore some of these techniques that we've discussed today.
Yeah.
Experiment with mirror affirmations. Visualize your dream life. Practice gratitude. Connect with your higher self.
Yes.
And most importantly, believe in your limitless potential to create a life filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment.
Your destiny is unfolding in this very moment.
It is.
Embrace the power within you and watch the miracles unfold.
Did you get any of that?